Hi, I'm Chris from ChannelX. I'm here with Dale Rawlins to talk about Purple Tuesday. So, first of all, Dale, what's your business? What's it called? And what do you do here?
So I run a social enterprise called Sofab Sports CIC. We are a company which online retails and looks to create jobs for those furthest from the employment line.
And when you say those furthest from the employment line, tell us a bit about your employees and what your social enterprise looks to achieve.
So we employ all sorts of people from many disadvantaged backgrounds, whether that be disability, whether it be ex-convicts, ex-army, who've come out of with post-traumatic stress, all sorts of different avenues of people. And what we try and do is we give those people a job, employment opportunity, and then look to push those people into mainstream work so they can move on and improve their livelihoods.
So that sounds fantastic. And what made you want to set this business up?
So when I was 14, we started a pan disability football setup, which very quickly became a community football setup because there was many reasons people couldn't access sport. And I'm a big believer that sport and teams can really improve people's lives. And out of that, a lot of the lads who were playing and girls who were playing were the same age I was, and I had all these different opportunities going to a grammar school locally, that I could go to uni, do my A-levels, be whatever I wanted to be. And all these boys and girls had absolutely no options of what they were doing next. A lot of them weren't in the special ed schools, they were in the mainstream schooling system, but kind of bottom of the sets, bottom classes, and just they had really no indication of where they were going next. Issues that hadn't been picked up and difficult livelihoods. So we started the idea of creating a social enterprise that would generate enough money to employ these people and give them their first job and hopefully help them move on in life of where they were going next.
And tell us a bit about your success so far. How many people have worked here and gone off to get a job in a mainstream business?
So we've had around 55 come through our doors now in the last 10 years. We've been going 10 years. The first 4 years, we don't tend to count. They weren't that busy or exciting. I was still at school myself. So when I came out of school, we changed it up. But it really, in the last 5 years, is where we've pushed on to the online world, and we've been able to grow and buy more stock and sell more stock, which naturally creates more job opportunities for those people. We've had people move into retail, move into scaffolding and labouring firms. We've had people move absolutely all over. We've had 2 people move from pure homelessness to full-time work elsewhere. So yeah, it's a different avenue.
So it's fantastic. And I love with Purple Tuesday, obviously, giving people with disabilities a chance. Obviously, there's many types of disabilities, as you've alluded to. There may be physical, but there also may be PTSD, mental disabilities as well. But the last two years or so have been tough for everyone. And eBay are actually highlighting today that it's hit disabled and people and those disadvantaged particularly hard. How has COVID impacted your business?
I mean, for us, might sound weird, but COVID was good. Online retail went up. A lot of the shops were closed, so we sold more. We had some good stock in the sports world that in those periods, sales went through the roof of gym gear and all the home sports toys for kids. So in that sense, we were good. One of the difficulties we did come across was the lockdowns and the difficulties with getting some of the staff into work and those people out and about where the buses weren't running at the levels they were previously. I think people can miss how hard it is for some of these people to get out of their normal routine and how that can affect them, especially during those periods where they can't see or do what they enjoy doing.
And how did it change the business? How could you help your employees? Did you have to arrange transport to work for them, or was it just varying the hours to enable them to get to work?
It was more varying the hours to enable people to get in, but also spreading people to be in different times of day because you've got so many. I mean, legislation around how many people you're allowed in a set space and things like that.
Yeah, the old 2 metre distancing.
Yeah, so it was difficult, but we got through it. We managed to actually have some really big successful stories during those periods as well, with when everything opened back up, that people were looking for workers because they laid them off during that COVID period. So more job opportunities became available, which obviously for us, and I think it also gave people maybe a backward step and a bit more open-mindedness during that COVID, when people got time to reflect and think. They start to see other avenues and see what other things can happen for them.
And obviously it's Purple Tuesday today. Tell us a bit about, what does Purple Tuesday mean for you and your business? How does it highlight you? What opportunities does it offer?
So Purple Tuesday is fantastic. The awareness and the big platform with some really large companies getting behind it. For example, eBay.
And you trade on eBay a lot?
We trade on eBay. 98% of our sales come through eBay, so we're a big advocate for the site. But for us, I believe that every business should have a workforce demographic that reflects their customer base. So I think Purple Tuesday talks about the purple pound a lot last year, and how there is that, and it's more the accessibility for those people to be able to purchase from a business. It's the missed opportunity of that spend. And I think there's no better way of getting that awareness than pushing those kind of businesses to get an employment force that represents what they are selling to.
So it's not just about making your website accessible and having it in readable large print and maybe having text to speech. It's actually about engaging with the communities and actually having that the people you want to buy from you actually employed in the business as well.
Yeah, that's how I see it. I mean, Purple Tuesday is brilliant for that, and that's what it was all about, especially last year. The fact that actually these businesses are missing an opportunity by not thinking about these people more. You know what I mean? Not having those accessible things like you've talked about on their websites and in store and all that. But also, how can you can't get a better opinion on that than from someone who's been in that position.
So this is really interesting. Now, you've based your businesses about specifically helping disadvantaged people, whether it be with physical impairments or mental impairments or just people that are down on their luck and need a helping hand up. Can you tell us what kind of lessons can larger retailers learn from your experiences of working with these people? How can they include them in their businesses? And are there any simple steps they should be doing to actually make sure that they're giving these people a chance?
I think personally one of the biggest lessons you can learn from it is that don't ever judge anybody by what it says on a piece of paper. I mean, a lot of these boys and girls don't have any qualifications. The schooling system doesn't work for them. But when you give someone an opportunity, and a first opportunity most of the time, they will give you more back than your normal standard person who's moved from job to job. They will be with you forever. And I think that's where we become difficult at times, because we try and move people on because we're not the biggest company in the world, so we can help more people. We can't really help unlimited amounts of people. So
you're really giving them the bit of paper with the experience on.
It's the in-between. But I don't think that necessarily should be needed. And that might be shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit in a way. But I think everyone should just give an opportunity to those people. I think you learn so much as well. There's so many different... People see the world in different ways, right? And also business in different ways. And regardless of whether you think you've got the experience of making a lot of money in the past and stuff, there will be bits that you don't see that could always increase your sales. And that's what Purple Tuesday is about. It's about that accessibility piece. And I think the best people to advise on that within businesses would be those people that have been in those difficult situations and are in those situations.
So I think that's a really important lesson, that it's not just about the ticking boxes to make sure your website's accessible, and if it's physical premises that you haven't got step at your front door, people can get in with a wheelchair, or even if it's just children with a pushchair, that you make the aisles wide enough, etc. But actually employing those people within the business so that they can bring their experience and have the insights from what troubles they've had and how they struggle to access, and that means you're going to be able to access others. But there was one other interesting thing you said, which was that people want to buy from businesses that have those type of people in their business. So, how does a business convey that message of inclusivity, especially around Purple Tuesday? Should it be just on their recruitment forms, or should they have a page on their website? Is it just having people visible in the store? And especially for a mental impairment, I can't tell that someone's got PTSD
No,
just by
no.
looking at them. You can't always see any disadvantages. So, how do they convey to their customers that they have this inclusivity, and especially today on Purple Tuesday?
Well, 80% of disabilities are hidden, right? So you wouldn't know when you walk past someone in a store or a shop. But I do think they need to make sure they've got an inclusivity policy, that they are willing to employ employ a set of staff that represent fairly their customer base. Because without that, you're never going to see the impact and changes that we're all striving for. And I mean, Purple Tuesday is a fantastic platform to do that.
Yeah.
You can see the sponsors behind them are massive, massive firms in lots of different industries. And getting that inclusivity out there, whether it be by, I understand not all businesses are going to be able to do that, because some large companies need skill sets that might not necessarily be based in. But there's going to be different ways in the business and different avenues within any business that can allow those people to have an opportunity within that firm.
So it's just giving them the opportunity to start with, and as you said, very often they're going to be some of your most loyal employees, because it is their first opportunity.
And you're going to have some fantastic case studies if you want them, or just personal, or doing the right thing. That personal feeling of, actually, do you know what? Yeah, we're doing the right things.
Just doing the right things. Dale, thank you so much.
No worries.